loves being on the water, for sports, for leisure, and for supporting the world's economy. Critical for protecting our nation's ports and for fueling our passions. Let's see how one company is meeting the demands of the boating industry. Let's go with Intrepid Powerboats on the water. This show is being brought to you by 7 Marine, the most powerful outboards on the planet. Intrepid Powerboats, one of a kind, one at a time. Intrepid Powerboats has been delivering on its promises of leadership and innovation in performance, comfort, and safety since launching our first boat in 1983. No two Intrepid boats are alike. Each is ordered, built, and customized one precisely satisfied customer at a time. Then, backed by the finest owner program in the industry. When we say one of a kind, one at a time, it's more than a slogan. It's what we do. Welcome back to Intrepid Powerboats on the water. Team Intrepid's sponsored fishing boat Seize the Day with Captain Jim Kelly has hit the first stop of the 2015 Southern Kingfish Association Tour in beautiful Key West, Florida.
Jim Kelly is a great customer. He's been with us for a while now, and he's a guy that we sponsor with fishing team Seize the Day. They have an amazing team. Joe Brenna, our Vice President of Customer Service, is part of their group, and it's neat because for the longest time we weren't necessarily pushing the fact that we build, how you say, a fishing boat. You know, we've built fishing boats for the longest time, but it wasn't a market that we actually pushed for. And then we started getting a lot of feedback from our customers that said, you know, why don't you go into the fishing arena and, stand on a podium and say that you build a fishing boat. And we have Intrepids. We've been fishing them for years. We've had the best success, but nobody knows. And you guys aren't like the other manufacturers that talk about it. And so with that being said, we decided, you know what? Okay, we'll do it. We'll do it. We'll sponsor some teams. And one of those teams was Jim Kelly with Seize the Day. And it's been great. I mean, not only are they a great group of people, that you want to have teams that represent your brand properly and represent what you stand for. And Jim Kelly with Seize the Day and their group and their team, they do just that.
Stock Island Marina in Key West, Florida was a perfect host for the first stop of the Southern Kingfish 2015 Tour.
Large our property is and how large our marina is, it's easy to accommodate a lot of different boats, several anglers, as well as the large crowds that come with these large tournaments. Here on our property, from our ship store to our Shrimp Road Bar and Grill, we have entertainment for the whole family.
For the Stock Island Marina Tournament, it's the kickoff for the Mercury Professional Tour. These are the best of the SKA members who are competing in this head-to-head competition. They're traveling around to different locations, and they're the best of the best. What can I say? The Keys is a part of Division 10, which is basically from West Palm Beach down to the Keys, and all these guys have come down here to compete in their division and hopefully start off the year with a lot of points. For the SKA, the points equals the weight of the fish, so they really want to go out there and catch the biggest fish to kind of kick off the year.
The Stock Island tournament is the very first tournament of the year. Seize the Days there representing us. They're bringing some fish to the scales. Really, really big crowd, and there's a lot of excitement because it's the kickoff for the season. And with that, you really want the best for the team. You want them to represent you well. It's not always the most important thing to me that they win the tournament or have the biggest fish, but the fact that they go out there and they represent us and they have fun doing what they do, and it's just a given that they're going to come back with something. They're reliable, and they got a great team, and they know how to fish. Those guys.
The seas were a little rough, but the weather was beautiful, and the waters here produced an amazing amount of fish. The weigh-in treated lots of spectators to several kingfish, tipping the scales in the 65-pound range. But the winner in this tournament brought in a new Florida State SKA record of 74 pounds. Now, this amazing fish looked like a torpedo lying in the fish box.
We talked about coming down here last year. We put the plan together to come down in January. The two things they said is you're going to see a lot of fish, and they're going to be big fish. What they didn't say is you're going to see a 78-pound fish. And I got to tell you, never seen a kingfish anything close to the size of what they pulled out yesterday. And even today, typically a 50-pound kingfish, that's a winner in most contests. Clearly not down here. I mean, 78 pounds, it's going to be a while before that gets broke.
All the competitors seemed to really enjoy the laid-back atmosphere of the Stock Island Marina Tiki Bar, where the award ceremony and after-party took place. Intrepid Powerboats has been delivering on its promises of leadership and innovation in performance, comfort, and safety since launching our first boat in 1983. No two Intrepid boats are alike. Each is ordered, built, and customized one precisely satisfied customer at a time. Then, backed by the finest owner program in the industry. When we say one of a kind, one at a time, it's more than a slogan. It's what we do. Welcome back to Intrepid Powerboats on the water. Innovation was on display at the Miami Boat Show. Mercury, Yamaha, and 7 Marine all unveiled new, more powerful outboard engines.
When we go to the Miami show, it's not only about selling new product and meeting our customers, even though meeting our customers and talking to our customers is number one. It also gives us an opportunity to meet with all our vendors and people that we do business with that help us create the product that we build. Because we're all there for the same reason. It's a place for everyone to show their wares, and because we're all under one roof, it really gives us an opportunity to go from one vendor to the next and see what they're doing, what's new, what's coming out next, and just to rekindle the relationship and catch up. And it's nice to see what's going on out there, and meeting with guys like 7 Marine and discussing their new 627 engine, going to the Mercury booth and talking about the new 350 and 400. Those are all things that we need to be educated about, because our customers are going to talk to us about it, and they're going to ask us questions, and it's important that we understand the innovation coming out with other vendors so we can speak intelligently to our customers about the product. Mercury, we also know what's coming down the pipeline with them. Because we sell so many Mercury engines, they include us on some of that innovation, which we can't talk about ahead of time. And to hold that information and not be able to discuss it, builds an excitement that you have, and being able to go there and finally see the rollout and see them release that and know that you can now share the information that you've been holding for a while is neat. And it's nice to see another outboard company that steps up and takes innovation to the next level, because it's important that each one of the engine companies out there do the best that they can to build a better product, to take it to the next level, because all that does for us is it allows us to do the same thing. I mean, that was one of the main reasons why we got involved with 7 Marine, is everything that we build is outboard. I mean, every once in a blue moon I'll do a diesel IO boat or something as a tender for a mega yacht. But 99% of what we do is outboards, and our customer base is wanting larger and larger boats. So it's important that the engine companies are able to fulfill those power plants to allow us to innovate those larger boats and to be able to push those boats. And you know, by teaming up with 7 Marine the way that we did, it made all the other outboard manufacturers have to take notice and have to say, now we need to build a bigger and more powerful, more reliable engine. And it's something where everybody wins. By pushing that envelope, the customers win. We win as a manufacturer because it allows us to expand our product line and to build bigger and better boats.
7 Marine is committed to providing world-class outboard power to leading boat builders and discerning boat owners. Headquartered in Germantown, Wisconsin, they are known for marine engineering innovations, and the new 627 engine was the talk of the boat show.
Going to the 7 Marine booth and being able to see the rollout of the new 7 Marine engines, the new 627s, was great. You know, we were the very first company to ever do 7 Marine engines at the time. Those were 557. We've got a great relationship with the entire staff. You know, Rick Davis, Brian Davis, Eric Davis, they're the family and the innovation behind 7 Marine. And being able to go over there and catch up and see in person what they've been talking to me on the phone about over the last 6 months to a year, and see it come to fruition there in their booth was awesome. You know, being able to lay hands on it. You know, it's one thing to talk about it on the phone, it's one thing to exchange emails about it, even send me pictures, but it's another thing to be able to go into the booth and actually lay hands on it. And I got to tell you that blown away as usual.
We torture our lights so you can rely on them in the real world. Rigid Industries has created the world's toughest LED lights, now available for your boat. Start seeing the difference. Rigid Industries.
Welcome back to Intrepid Powerboats on the water. Through the years, Intrepid has consistently gone above and beyond with the ability to customize for a particular application. This especially rings true when supplying a boat specifically for law enforcement agencies like the U.S. Navy, Sheriff Department, Police Department, as well as the Department of Natural Resources. Fast, tough, dry, and safe.
The relationship with the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Department goes way back. It goes so far back that they were actually the very first people that asked us for a type of rescue door in the side of their boat. We tossed around an idea and tried to figure out how we were going to do it. The biggest thing was structurally. How do you penetrate a hull side like that and create this dive door so that their team could get in and out of the water and do rescues? And it was that input from Hillsborough County Sheriff that created the dive door for us. That was back, I think, around in '95, and they still have that boat to this day. I think they've repowered that boat probably 10 times, and it's still in service. And they've recently also, and that was a 37, and now they have a 40 center console. That's a boat that's out there working every day. That is a boat that has to be reliable, it has to be safe, and it has to be able to go out in any type of weather because you don't know what kind of circumstances are going to happen out there, what kind of emergencies are going to happen, and they don't have a choice. They need to go out there and they need to know that they're in the best product possible to get the job done. And I'm proud to say that we've been able to do that and give them the product that they need, and that's why they've continued to come back and get additional product from us and different vessels and to do different jobs. It's something where having your boat out there as a work boat, going through all of the rough weather and emergencies one after another, it really is also a testament to the engineering, and you can learn how well your product holds up. And there's nothing like everybody out there seeing a work boat with our logo on it and doing what it's supposed to do every day.
Today we're at the Port of Tampa with our friends from the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office. We've been working with them for the last 20 years or so now. We have 2 of their boats that will be filming today. One's a 1995 35 that we built for them back in 95. It's the very first boat that we installed a dive door into. It suited their purposes for diving and recoveries and was very good. This is a 2012 that we're aboard right now. This was a Miami Boat Show boat, lovely boat, and very good example of what we can do for our friends in law enforcement.
Yeah, Deputy Scott Jones just entered the water. We had a unauthorized spear fisherman in here last night, so we're just checking the integrity of the Victory ship, which is a World War I steam container support vessel that's now a museum here in Tampa, as well as the seawall. It's different times here at the seaport, so whenever someone's entered a secured area of the port, we go down and make sure that there's been no foul play, no devices placed on the boat or the seawall to ensure the safety of the visitors. So he's going to check the keel and the rudder and the areas that we know the diver had ventured into. He's working in about 38 feet of water. Water temperature is right around 80 degrees. Working out of a dry suit. There's a good tidal flow here in Tampa, but because of this part of the area is an industrial area, we just ensure the safety of the divers from heavy metals and bacteria. We run them in, they dive in dry suits all the time.
Actually, the visibility is not very good with the water warming up, more algae growth and more algae bloom. Visibility is not that good. But we work in conjunction with the port and we do security checks. Different areas in the port, whether it be the terminals, different berths. As divers, we come out and we do just a security check, make sure there's nothing down there, nothing out of the ordinary that shouldn't be there. That's what we do. Cruise ships coming in, periodically we'll do checks of the seawall. We go from top to bottom, from the surface all the way to the bottom and a little bit further out from the bottom, just making sure there's no abnormalities down there that shouldn't be there, whether it be bombs or anything of that nature. We try to do it periodically. We don't want to, it's pretty random. We'll do different berths, different facilities, and different berths throughout the port. When the gentleman was spearfishing underneath one of the berths, everything pointed to yes, he was spearfishing, had the spearing gear, the speared fish, but the port notified us. We went out and we dove the berth that the gentleman was at, didn't find anything out of the ordinary. The whole berth was secure, was safe, and everything looked good.
We have comms with him, his comm gear and the dive gear. So the boat is very much equipped with all of the latest nav gear that's out there. This is the Lowrance 3D structure scan imaging that we use for the dive team. It provides us with three-dimensional imaging of whatever's on the bottom. You can tell a motorcycle from a shopping cart from a body. It's extremely effective. We've located a lot of evidentiary equipment with it, as well as unfortunately body recoveries. Look along the side view underneath the docks, and you can pick out the image of the deceased locked in up underneath a dock or a ramp, and then deploy the divers. And he's coming up now, and he's good to go. Got a tap on the head, and everything looks good down there, so it's a good day for us. You'll notice the functionality of that dive door designed by Intrepid. It's 42 inches wide. It's one of the trademark options that Intrepid makes, is a starboard or port side dive door. We've had an extra large one placed in because you saw when Diver Jones came in the boat, he has his dry suit, his tank, his BC, his backup regulator, side air. It's a lot of equipment, which makes the overall size of the guys not that of a recreational diver. So with a 42-inch dive door, entry and exit from the water is a piece of cake. You got in, got out, didn't need any help, and you're not banging up gel coat with a skinny door in the dive tanks, even tearing up the boat. So, and then as far as emergency services, in the unfortunate times that we do the body recovery and have to put someone evidentiary reasons into a body bag, we're able to float them right into the rear part of the deck of the boat through the door and preserve any evidence that's inside the body bag associated with the victim, and then we minimize contamination to the boat as well from the biohazards of the body. So all around, one of the great selling features for law enforcement is that port or starboard dive door. That entry off the transom is just not practical in a law enforcement setting. Good for recreational diving, but even a recreational diver would enjoy having the port and starboard side door, dive door in place. Can't beat it.
Next week on Intrepid Powerboats, on the water. Incomparable style, comfort, and handling make Intrepid the world's #1 selling yacht tender.
Most boat companies didn't want to build tenders because the boats used to get destroyed. So we figured that if you can build a boat that's strong enough to be a tender, but build every boat that way so everybody gets a boat strong enough to be a tender, that would be an amazing product. And what we did is we decided that let's not run away from the tender market like everybody else. This is a market that's open for the taking, but you better build a strong boat. You better build a boat that can take the punishment.
This show has been brought to you by 7 Marine, the most powerful outboards on the planet. Intrepid Powerboats, one of a kind, one at a time.